G'day guys and welcome back to AdosTheGreat YouTube channel. So guys, in today's video I will be ranking 20 of the NRL's best wingers. Now I haven't put this list together, but I'm going to do my best to rank them, how I think they would finish in the top 20. So I've got my little list here. I won't show you the other side. But I've got my 20 players from this list on this list, and we're going to rank them. So I'm going to start at number 20 and make my way all the way up to number 1. So first and foremost, number 20 for me is Dallin Watene-Zelezniak. Now I know you guys might be saying, yeah, he shouldn't be on this list. There's better players than him. I do tend to agree, but I think that he's definitely at the bottom of the barrel on this list. So if you guys disagree and think he should be ranked higher, let me know. All right, next up we've got Edric Lee. Edric definitely could be a lot higher. I just think injuries have really plagued his career. So I think 19th is a fair ranking for him. But at his best, he can definitely be up there with some of the better wingers. So 19th for me. That does not mean the rating, it might change come the end of the year and we could see him a lot higher. All right, 18. This one might get a bit of hate, but Jordan Rapana. Number 18 for him. I think that's fair. Again, I know a lot of you guys might push back and say he should be higher, but bro, these wingers, man, they're crazy. There's a massive list of outstanding wingers. So I know I might cop a bit of hate for some of these picks, but hey, look, it is what it is, and I wouldn't do this if I didn't expect to cop some hate from you guys in the comments. All right, next up, we've got David. No, that's not David. Where is he? David Nofaluma. I saw the Storm jersey. It has been, though, he played for Storm last season. Back at the Tigers now. Look, I think he's going to have a big year. I think he's a great winger. He's strong. He's versatile. He can finish. He's a very good winger, but I think there's 16 players on this list that are better than him. Number 16 in that one, Kyle Felt. Again, another great winger. Can pretty much do it all. Can finish. Can make tackle breaks. Can get the team out of trouble when the forwards are buggered. But I don't know. I think he's fallen off a little bit over the years. And Murray Tuolangi has really taken over as that premier winger for the Cowboys. All right, number 15, Sione Katoa. Now, I believe that Sione Katoa will be a lot higher on this list come season's end. He is my pick for top try scorer this year. I think he's going to have an amazing season for the Sharks. So write that down wherever you need to, because I reckon Sione Katoa will be try scorer of the year in 2023. All right, next up, Jacob Kiraz. Now, Jacob definitely could be a lot higher on this list, as could a lot of these guys. Like it's just, I think this is just, I outside of probably the top 5 that I got, I think most people would have a different 6 through to 20. So yeah, Jacob Kiraz is an amazing player, such a good talent. So I definitely think that 14th is about right for him. In 13th, another one that was difficult for me, Micah Sivo. Arguably could be higher. Very, very good player, solid player. But it's just that the competition in wingers is just so close. I couldn't put him higher. All right, number 12, Ruben Garrick. Versatile player, can slot in at fullback, play in the centres, but he's mainly known for his ability out there on the wing. Very good player, really, really good. So I think 12th is a pretty fair ranking for him. Number 11, a player that could be arguably higher, Xavier Coates. State of Origin level player. Injuries have sort of plagued his career a little bit, which does suck. Again, if you do have him higher on the list, I can't argue with you. I think, if you do say, he should be a lot higher, I think you're right too. Like, it's hard. It's hard because they're just so it's so tightly contested in this wing spot. Probably from about 15th upwards is just, I think most people would have, I think most people would have the same wingers from in their top 15. I just think they'd be in different positions. So, Sione Katoa for some might be 15th, for others he might be 11th. I think, I think it's pretty close, the top 15. All right, next up, I've got new Roosters recruit, Dom Young. Very disappointing that the Roosters signed him up. Honestly, don't know how they're doing it, but they are. So as from a Rabbitohs standpoint, I would have loved to sign Dom Young, but obviously we couldn't match money from the Roosters or the Knights there. So I think he signed for a little bit unders to sign with the Roosters, but those brown paper bags do be appealing. They do. All right, number 9, I've got Taylor May. Unfortunately, Taylor is out for the rest of the season with a ACL injury, so that really sucks. But he's my first one in the top 9. So shout out Taylor May. He's just absolutely taken over since making his debut with the Panthers, and honestly, the growth of Taylor is just outstanding. All right, on to the top 8. My first one is Corey Oates. Just a damaging winger. I tell you what, if there's if it's the last 6 tackles of the game, and someone asked me, do I want a Broncos forward to take the carry, or do I want Corey Oates? I'm probably giving it to Oatesy. Getting out of trouble, Oatesy is one of the best wingers in the game in terms of that. So I think he definitely deserves to be around that top 8 spot. Again, if you disagree, that's up to you. If you disagree with that, absolutely up to you. If you think he should be higher, I probably disagree a little bit with that one. I'd probably say maybe a little bit lower, but I personally think he's fine in 8th. All right, in 7th is Ronaldo Mulatalo. Now, a lot of you guys might say way too high, but just the aggression, the passion, the toughness that this bloke brings to Cronulla is outstanding, and I think he deserves to be in that top 8. Number 6, the other Cowboy, Murray Tuolangi. Absolute weapon. I think, Cowboys have done so well recruiting and bringing up young guns. Murray Tuolangi is a very good example of that. Such a good player, and he's made his Origin debut. He's killing it at the moment, and I definitely think that a top 6 spot is well deserved for Murray Tuolangi. All right, next up we've got number 5, Daniel Tupou. Now, I've seen a lot of lists of people ranking wingers, and they've got him so low. As a Roosters player, I would love to put him a hell of a lot lower, but I just can't. He is such a good player, and people would say that a few years ago he was overrated. They're probably saying he's correctly rated now. But for people to have him outside of the top 10 in wingers, some of them down to like 17th, I think he's going back. I think he's underrated now, honestly. What he offers the Roosters, what he offers New South Wales, although I don't think he will get picked this year, is just it's really good. Like he got picked for New South Wales for a reason, and I agree Josh Addo-Carr should have been picked over him, but he's still a very good winger, and I think he deserves to be in the top 5. All right, number 4, Selwyn Cobbo. Man, I tell you what, if it wasn't for this kid's errors, he'd be number 1 for sure. Like what he does is phenomenal. It's just the errors bring him down. That Indigenous All Stars game, he absolutely killed it. He was terrible for the first 50 odd minutes. The last 30, he was the best player in the game, the MVP. Like, he was great. And if it wasn't for Nico Hines' spectacular performance, I think he would have gotten man of the match. Selwyn Cobbo, 3 tries in like a space of like 20 minutes was insane. He can do that sort of stuff. He can. And it's just frustrating that he makes so many errors. But yeah, Selwyn Cobbo, number 4. Number 3 for me, Alex Johnston. arguably the best finisher in the NRL. The man can sniff that try line from 30 metres out and you know he's going to score it. Yes, I understand, that edge on for the Rabbitohs is insanely good. I know for a fact because I'm a Rabbitohs supporter. So you guys might think, geez, that fish tank's going off. So you guys might think that this is a biased take. But honestly, I think most people would have him in at least the top 5. So I think 3 is pretty fair. All right, number 2, Brian Tato, another player that can find the try line. Outstanding winger, very strong, much like Corey Oates. If there's a player I want taking the ball out of our try line, it's Brian Tato. So Brian Tato definitely number 2. Let's put him on there then. And then number 1, obviously Josh Addo-Carr. I think it goes to show Australia selected him. He was outstanding for them. He's a good player. He struggled in the first sort of 5 games last year, but then he was outstanding. So I definitely think he should have been picked for New South Wales. But awesome stuff from Josh Addo-Carr. Definitely, in my opinion, the best winger in the NRL. All right, guys, let me know what you guys thought of this one. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I'd love to hear from you. But that is going to wrap it up from me, though, guys. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And as always, my friends, I will see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.